Prince Harry once carried the image of being the royal family's unpredictable but charming figure. Not the most polished, not the most disciplined, but relatable. The kind of prince people could still root for despite the heavy baggage that came with his last name. Fast forward to today, and it feels like watching a man set fire to his own ship while drifting further and further out to sea. Now, whispers are spreading that he's considering a Netflix project centered around his late mother, Princess Diana, and too many. It doesn't look like tribute, it looks like desperation. Let's be clear, this isn't just another documentary. It wouldn't be a gentle, respectful reflection on Diana's life. Instead, it feels more like Harry trying to capitalize on the one royal name that remains untouchable. Diana is sacred to the public. She's the one member of the monarchy whose legacy is protected by love. If Harry really goes forward, it won't just damage what little peace remains with his brother, Prince William. It could ignite a war between them. Because Diana wasn't just Harry's mother, she was William's, too. Turning her memory into profit wouldn't just be sad, it would be betrayal. So why would Harry risk something this outrageous? The answer is blunt: money. Not ordinary broke, of course, but financially strained for someone who once sat inside a palace. After moving to California with Meghan, trading away royal duties for Hollywood deals, the expectation was endless. Wealth, but reality, very different. Spotify cut ties. Netflix isn't rushing for another Sussex show. Their Polo documentary tanked. And when even industry giants start calling you a grifter, you know your brand is collapsing. Their lifestyle, though, hasn't scaled down. Security alone eats up $2 to $3 million a year. Add in the mansion mortgage, the staff, the children's education, Meghan's PR machine, and constant business ventures. Harry even had to repay nearly $3 million for Frogmore Cottage renovations. And he's lost millions more battling over security in court. This isn't a minor inconvenience. It's a looming financial time bomb. Harry is the textbook case of desperate times, desperate measures. Yes, insiders claim the couple has denied making a Diana documentary, but let's be honest, they've denied plenty before. Remember when Harry swore he'd never write a tell-all? Then Spare dropped, dragging half the royal family into the mud. The Sussex playbook is familiar: deny, then deliver when it pays. And Diana, tragically, is the last card Harry hasn't played. He's already aimed at his father, his brother, even the late Queen. What remains? His mother. And Diana's legacy still sells. But make no mistake, this isn't simply storytelling. It's positioning. William stands as the guardian of the monarchy, Harry, the rebel knocking from outside the gates. If Harry takes ownership of Diana's story, he's essentially claiming, "She belongs to me, not you." That's not just bold. That's nuclear. The sad truth is Harry no longer holds the public's admiration. Once viewed as the cheeky, lovable prince with a pint in one hand and a rugby ball in the other, today he's portrayed as bitter, isolated, and desperate for relevance. When he speaks, people don't lean in, they roll their eyes. Even longtime allies have distanced themselves. Remember when Elton John openly supported the couple? Those days are gone. His silence now says everything, and those who worked closely with Harry years ago, like Diana's former butler, Paul Burrell, describe him as moody, entitled, and quick to sulk if things didn't go his way. That side of Harry existed long before Meghan, but today, it feels magnified. What was once immaturity now looks dangerous. A man cornered, humiliated, and lashing out at the only institution that once gave him meaning. Still, many believe Meghan is steering this ship. She's not merely present, she's directing the strategy, guiding Harry with whispers about image, narrative, headlines, and for her, the Diana comparison is priceless. She wants it. She wants to embody that misunderstood, elegant figure wronged by the establishment. But the truth, Meghan's carefully curated, staged approach has never carried the raw vulnerability Diana showed. Where Diana was authentic and flawed in a way that made people love her, Meghan often feels calculated. And the idea of her narrating or starring in a Diana documentary chills anyone who actually remembers the real Princess of Wales. The palace knows this, too. Their concern isn't just what might be said, it's what can't be unsaid once it streams worldwide. Harry has already burned bridges with his brother. A Diana documentary could destroy them permanently. William wouldn't just see Harry as a brother anymore, he'd see him as an enemy. Because this wouldn't just be family conflict, it would be theft. Theft of their mother's memory, weaponized for ratings and profit. Insiders describe it as a turf war. Harry is trying to stake his claim on royal history. Without Diana, without the palace, without his titles, who is he? Just another man, in California with a mortgage and a fading spotlight. For someone once second in line to the throne, that's unbearable. Which is why Diana's memory becomes the ultimate weapon and the ultimate tragedy. Because Diana can't step in, she can't defend herself, can't remind Harry who she truly was beyond the flashbulbs. That's what makes this feel like robbery. Her warmth, her kindness, her humanity reduced to a bargaining chip. The world loved Diana because she was real, not because she was content. Harry knows exactly how powerful her name is. He's leaned on it before to justify his insecurities and struggles. But Diana never wanted to destroy the monarchy. She wanted it to evolve. She wasn't fighting for collapse. She was fighting for compassion. That's where Harry and Meghan's strategy differs. Their moves look less like healing and more like control. If Harry does this, it risks turning Diana's story into a glossy stage where Meghan slides in as the woman who understands her best. Framed in soft lighting, with piano music underneath, it could fool some, but for those who remember Diana's real voice, her real battles, it will feel hollow. And what about William? The future king has remained silent, avoiding public mudslinging, carrying the weight of duty. For him, watching Harry twist their mother's memory into a product would be the deepest cut yet. Not because Diana belonged to one son more than the other, but because she deserved better than to be turned into a battlefield. If Harry truly goes ahead, reconciliation may vanish forever. The rift won't just widen, it will calcify. It would mark the moment the feud goes nuclear, leaving no road back. And maybe that's what Harry wants. Scorched earth, the last desperate attempt to be seen, heard, and paid. But in doing so, he risks becoming the very opposite of what Diana stood for. She valued peace over revenge, compassion over control. If Harry really wishes to honor her, he should remember the lesson she lived by: grace through pain. But grace doesn't pay the bills. And perhaps that's the saddest part of all.